तो गाइस स्वागत है आप लोगों का वापस एक बार एक नए वीडियो में, जहां पर आज हम लोग कंटिन्यू करने वाले हमारा डिटेक्टिव गेम। और इसमें हमारे आज सेकेंड केस जिसका नाम है रिडल ऑन रेल्स। तो
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes.
Hmm.
As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
क्या वापस लेस्ट्राड आया केस लेके?
Mycroft.
और उसका भाई है।
Sherlock.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train
I
station.
know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help. Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
तो हमें उस माइक्रोफ की मदद करनी है, लाइक क्या हमें जाना है इधर, कुछ करना है क्या इधर?
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We should be late for the train.
कॉल कैसे करूँ, उस ज़माने फ़ोन नहीं थे गवार इंसान।
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
ओह तो ओके, मैं बहुत दिनों के बाद ये गेम खेल रहा हूँ, मुझे लगा ये मेरा रूम होगा, मगर ये कॉल कैब करने की मशीन थी।
A few moments later.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
आ गई ट्रेन।
Attention!
इसका मर्डर
The
हो रहा है
train
ट्रेन
is
पे।
arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
या फिर
I'll
कोई
take your
kidnap होगा
bags
ट्रेन पे।
and your blasted archive suitcase.
किसका मर्डर हो रहा है बल्कि बताओ।
But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
मैं ट्रेन का कंडक्टर है कि जो पता होगा से समथिंग बोल रहा है
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
मुझे लगा कि ट्रेन पे कोई किडनैप और मर्डर हुआ होगा मगर यहाँ पर ट्रेन ही किडनैप हो गई वाह भाई
12 seconds later.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
और ये हॉरर म्यूजिक इन्होंने क्यों चालू कर दिया अचानक से ट्रेन कहाँ से आ रही थी डॉनकेस्टर लंदन नहीं कि लंदन में रहता है उसको लंदन जाना तो इस तरफ से ट्रेन आ रही होगी ये क्या आवाज था भाई ओ बोल के तेरे को पका के खाऊंगा ज्यादा आवाज मत कर भाई ये सच में हॉरर गेम हो रहा है
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
अरे एक जगह पर रह जा
Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. The rails have not been touched. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train.
ये क्या हो रहा है
There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could...
ओके मैंने गलती से वो डायलॉग स्किप कर दिया कोई ना वॉटसन भी कुछ काम का नहीं है उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा वैसे मुझे भी समझ में नहीं आया तो ठीक है स्टेशन मास्टर ये अपने साइकिल को ताड़ रहा है अरे और कुछ काम नहीं मिला क्या ट्रेन गुम हो गई है कवार
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
तो इसका कैरेक्टर पोर्ट्रेट बना लेते हैं
12 seconds later.
वेडिंग इनसे क्या पता चल रहा है
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
See you later, my good man.
तो चला गया वापस साइकिल ताड़ने हैं
The entire train is...
हाँ डिजास्टर हो गया तो साइकिल ताड़ रहा है ट्रेन स्टेशन यहाँ पर कुछ है ये क्या ये मैप है क्या यस
This map will be useful.
अभी तक एक ही जगह जहाँ पर हम लोग जा सकते हैं तो ठीक है दरवाजा तो खोल देता मेरे लिए, कुछ काम नहीं कर रहा तो। स्टेशन मास्टर का रूम कहाँ पर है? ये है क्या? यस ये है। Message to all session. Mr. Robinson is located at Britlington.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Okay. Line Nottingham, London, and railway number. Postal wagon, special wagon, order by Mr.
Here is the
Robinson.
train set.
स्पेशल वैगन, तो स्पेशल वैगन क्या है रे? पता, इससे बात कर सकते हैं? यस,
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows, and they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private, and it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. But what kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
See you later, my good man.
तो कैब ही लेनी पड़ेगी ना सर? तो और कुछ है क्या?
This part is probably from a locomotive. An old locomotive bell. This part is probably This place serves as a storage area for the station.
कुछ है यहाँ पर? या फिर यही है? ये लोग कौन है? काय का नज़ारा देख रहे हो तुम लोग? हमें ब्रिडलिंगटन जाना था ना, तो मैप में आ गया क्या? यस आ गया, चलो ब्रिडलिंगटन.
A few moments later.
वेलकम टू ब्रिडलिंगटन. तुम्हारी टेप खो गई है. ट्रेन. वेयर हाउस. इधर कुछ है क्या? नहीं है. साइड जा. ती कबार. द गेज.
Railway post bags.
थैंक यू बताने के लिए. दरवाजा तो खोल लेता. भूत, ये भूत है, भागो यहाँ से.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
अरे क्या हुआ सर जी? आपको धक्के मार के उतार दिया क्या ट्रेन से? वर्क क्लोथ्स, चीप टिकट. मैं ये सबके वेडिंग स्टेटस क्यों देख रहा है भाई? मुझे अभी तक समझ में नहीं आ रहा.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Okay.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir.
मैसेज बन रहा है मिस्टर रॉबिन्सन स्पेशल वैगन के बारे में बताओ चल
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
तो चाटे दूंगा ना फिर बराबर वो बकने लगेगा तू शैमफ्रॉक क्या बोला ये नाम शैमरॉक फ्लोम्स कुछ तो बोला ये ये सबके रिंग क्यों देख रहा है मुझे अभी तक समझ में नहीं आ रहा फैंसी क्रोकोडाइल स्किन अमीर है ये बंदा
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes.
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention, but I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
You mentioned a directors' board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazes Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazes Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you travelling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in. And yet, I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damned train.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean Company.
Chilean stayed on the train. Train vanished with people. The Chilean stayed on the train just a coincidence. ना मुझे नहीं लगता कोइंसिडेंस उनको छोड़ दिया था लाइक उनको मारना था स्टेशन वैगन नो ट्रेसेस नॉनसेंस लगाया तो स्टेशन मास्टर इधर ही है ना जी
A telegraph.
gap in floor sheet of paper
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
okay इंश्योरेंस के चक्कर में तूने ट्रेन को तो नहीं चुरा लिया ए बात बोल
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message, which I was prevented from doing.
I apologise for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
मिस्टर रॉबिन्सन है तू
I see that you kept your grip sack with you. Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype. And this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
This Robinson is quite a character. We should learn more about him.
I will...
हाँ ठीक है तेरे को रिफंड स्टेशन मास्टर से बात करनी पड़ेगी भाई क्या हुआ है पता है क्या ठीक से ये रॉबिन्सन तो भाई सिर्फ
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
इसका कैरेक्टर पोर्ट्रेट बनाते हैं यंग एज क्लीन क्लोथ्स इंस्ट्रक्शंस
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
That is... Well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
भाई मुझे तो समझ रहा है, सिर्फ उसने थोड़ी सी स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक की है, शायद इसी इंग्लिश इतनी अच्छी नहीं होगी, तो हमें आना चेस्टरफील्ड, आई थिंक या चलो चेस्टरफील्ड.
A few moments later.
लो हम आ गए चेस्टरफील्ड में, चेस्टरफील्ड स्टेशन. इसका स्टेशन मास्टर कहाँ पर है? इधर ही अंदर होगा ना. ये हॉरर म्यूजिक क्यों चला रहे हैं यार? ये डिटेक्टिव गेम है यार, समझा करो.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
मॉर्स कोड वो अंधे पड़ते हैं ना उससे. स्टेशन मास्टर को क्यों चाहिए? ये क्या कर रहा है? सर अब ठीक हो? किसने गोली वोली तो नहीं मार दी?
How could he fall asleep at work like this?
सोया हुआ है.
Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean?
Oh.
Wake up, please,
Huh?
sir.
What? The 18-hour 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions. Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
कैरेक्टर पोर्ट्रेट तो बना लेते हैं. रेड नोज तो दिखाई दे रहा है. क्लीन क्लोथ्स. मैरिड. ये सबके मैरिटल स्टेटस क्यों देख रहा है? यस अल्कोहल फ्लास्क. Fishing line. Okay.
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Binge drinking, sir.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
I think past Chesterfield क्योंकि वो किया हुआ था तो उसने दिया होगा. Like pass हुई होगी Chesterfield. I think so.
A telegram.
Okay, नहीं टेलीग्राफी तो इतना क्या हो रहा है? और कुछ ये सामान किसका है? सकते हैं अंदर.
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights. And heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
तेरे सामने आंसर गवार वाटसन. ये थी वो ट्रेन जो तूने उस दिन देखी. ट्रेन कभी आई ही नहीं. क्या? Fake train experiment. Dismantled was seem to be connected with mystery. Yes. बोला ना यही थी वो ट्रेन. Fake train experiment. Okay. तो इसको हमें assemble करना है, I think so. और कोई भैया, yes. अच्छा. और कुछ small gear. Brake joint here है. Brakes. कुछ ये क्या?
I should use the appropriate object here.
Mechanism joint. Yeah. Yes. इंजीनियर बन गया मैं भाई. और कुछ वुडन बेस. ये कहाँ पर है? ये रहा. इधर.
So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson. I haven't finished yet.
ये Watson
Try using your
ज़्यादा ही गवार है.
imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
तो हम ट्रेन की आत्मा आ गई. वाह. हमें एक हेडलाइट और एक स्टीम से पर हेडलाइट थी आई थिंक सो. ये रही ना हेडलाइट. और ये स्टीम विसल भी इधर ही है. चलिए दोनों चीज़ें तो हो गए. तो एविडेंस.
I need something long for the headlight to be attached.
आई थिंक वहाँ पे पोल भी था एक जो लॉन्ग इनफ है. वाटसन बाजू हो जा. बीच में क्या खड़ा रह रहा है?
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight.
थैंक यू बताने के लिए.
The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher.
एक मिनट ये लो.
The headlight is attached.
18 के ज़माने में रह रहे हैं ना. लाइक 1840. उस ज़माने में फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर्स थे. लाइक मुझे नहीं पता. होंगे भी. ये रहा फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर. सब सामान इधर ही पड़ा हुआ है. क्या क्रिमिनल बनेगा रे ये.
The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. The steam whistle is ready to be used. Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Huh. At any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
ट्रेन वैनिश्ड अर्लियर, क्या था मैंने पढ़ा भी नहीं, बस वैनिश्ड अर्लियर मैंने पढ़ लिया। बैक तो हो गई, इसके आर्काइव्स उसके कैप पे है ना, ये बोला ये अपने पूरा घर ही लेके आया है, ये ऐसा लग रहा है। ओ भाई ये क्या ये
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly.
combine them properly, हाँ।
A few moments later.
एक मिनट, यही तो है, मिल गया सर हमें। भाई रुक जा कती।
Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham, and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham station.
तो आई थिंक अब हमें यहाँ पर और ईशम में वो कुछ ब्रांच है। यस, ये बहुत सारे काम है। हम इस केस को अगले एपिसोड में कंप्लीट करेंगे। तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।